Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving headfirst into a pretty wild and honestly massive claim that's been floating all around the internet lately. It's the idea that ASMR can fundamentally change your brain long-term. You've probably seen the thumbnails, right? The ones claiming a single audio track can instantly heal you or permanently rewire your neural pathways. Well, today we're going to sift through all that noise, look at the actual neuroscience, and figure out what is proven, what is plausible, and what is just plain speculation. Now, look, it is a completely natural question to ask. I mean, when you experience ASMR, those intense tingles, that deep, heavy wave of relaxation, it really feels like something profound is happening inside your head. And we're absolutely going to validate that curiosity today. But I promise to give you the honest, hype-free scientific answer. We're going to separate those temporary feelings you get in the moment from actual long-term structural changes.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll hit the brain rewiring myth, then define what real neuroplasticity actually is. After that, we'll look at what the science shows, grab some clues from sound therapy, and finally talk about training your own relaxation routine. Let's go.
Kicking things off with Section 1, the brain rewiring myth, internet claims versus facts. We really need to address the elephant in the room here, which is these hyperbolic health trends.
So if you spend any time at all looking up ASMR for sleep or anxiety, you'll inevitably stumble into this. Channels claiming that a single ASMR track can permanently heal you, rewire your brain, or even cure complex conditions. And let's be honest, those overnight cure thumbnails are super tempting when you just desperately want a good night's sleep. The problem is they rarely explain the underlying biology, or more importantly, the limits of that biology. The honest truth? Yeah, ASMR probably can change how your brain responds to certain cues over time. Like a whisper can definitely become a highly effective sleep cue. But that is a totally different ballgame than claiming it permanently rewires your brain's architecture or cures a medical condition overnight.
To understand where those internet claims go wrong, let's look at Section 2, real neuroplasticity, adaptation by experience.
Now, what's really interesting about this concept is that neuroplasticity isn't some sci-fi magic trick. It's literally just the nervous system's ability to adapt through repeated experience. That's it. Every single time you do something consistently, your brain changes in some way. Some of these changes are incredibly small and temporary. Some become much stronger with repetition, and some just naturally fade away if you stop practicing the behavior.
You see, examples of neuroplasticity are everywhere around us. It's learning a new skill, recovering from a stressful day, or just sticking to a daily bedtime routine. When you engage in an ASMR routine, you are actively shaping your attention and your habit pathways. You're basically training your brain to steer away from threats and lean into relaxation. It's not a magical brain overhaul, you know? It's simply your brain learning a healthy new habit.
All right, let's move on and look at the actual data in Section 3. What the science shows, recent ASMR studies. Think of the research here sort of like a staircase of evidence. Back in 2018, Porio and her team proved that it wasn't just in your head. ASMR causes measurable physical calm in the body. Taking it a step further in 2023, Sakura's fMRI study revealed distinct shifts in brain function patterns when people engaged with ASMR. But remember, these are moment-to-moment shifts, not permanent architectural changes. Finally, we have Jorgensen's work on sound therapy, which showed reduced distress, though interestingly, the brain changes didn't neatly explain why. So the science is absolutely building for sure, but it definitely has its limits.
Since direct, long-term ASMR research is still pretty much in its infancy, let's look at Section 4, Sound Therapy Clues, Adjacent Field Insights.
Let's contrast a couple of fields here. On one hand, a 2020 review shows us that musical training and therapeutic music really can induce long-lasting neuroplastic changes, affecting things like attention, emotion, memory, and brain connectivity. But on the other hand, ASMR currently only has proven short-term relaxation benefits. So while the evidence from music and sound therapy is incredibly relevant to how we understand audio processing, we just cannot treat it as direct, unquestionable proof for ASMR. Music therapy is not ASMR. Tinnitus sound therapy is not ASMR.
So the crucial point is really captured in this phrase: they are cousins, not twins. These adjacent fields clearly show that repeated sound routines can teach the nervous system new, healthier patterns, and that is a highly useful principle. But we really have to respect the scientific boundaries here and acknowledge that while they're related and they operate on similar hardware, they aren't identical to ASMR. Now let's shift from all this theory into some actual practice with Section 5, relaxation training, building better routines. To actually apply this science to your daily life, you have to frame the learning process correctly. Your brain is a prediction machine. It is constantly, relentlessly scanning your environment for cues to figure out what is going to happen next. If you want to use ASMR effectively, you have to use it to send the right predictive cues to your nervous system.
And this brilliantly illustrates how you can build this sequence step by step. Step 1, dim the room, which tells your brain to slow down. Step 2, put those headphones on, reducing outside noise. Step 3, introduce a soft ASMR voice, signaling that there is no threat. Step 4, repetition. Doing this every single night signals that sleep is coming. Over time, the ASMR content isn't even doing all the heavy lifting by itself anymore. The entire routine becomes your cue for sleep, which is exactly how healthy sleep conditioning works.
But, and this is a big but, you've got to watch out for the trap. If you're constantly searching for stronger tingles, clicking wildly from track to track, cranking up the volume, and just hunting for novelty, your brain learns stimulation instead of relaxation. You basically turn bedtime into a hunt. To build a truly healthy routine, you need consistency, low volume, and gentle cues. The long-term benefit of ASMR comes from consistency, not intensity. Stop before you become restless, and allow your body awareness to simply associate that gentle cue with safety and calm.
Ultimately, if you want those long-term benefits, you have to use ASMR like training, not magic. You are training your attention to settle. You are training your body to recognize safety. You are training your evenings to end a bit more softly. And sometimes, those small, consistent, repeated signals are exactly how the brain learns and adapts over time. So I want to leave you with this final, provocative question today. Think about your own habits, based on everything we've covered. Do you use ASMR every night as a consistent routine to train your brain's prediction machine? Or do you only reach for it when you desperately need extra help relaxing? There's absolutely no wrong answer, but how you use it dictates how your brain adapts to it. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep exploring the fascinating ways your brain interacts with the world. See you next time.